This video will make you better at Apex. No cap, like, it's simple. My name is Wave. I go by Wave, NLP, TJ, you know. I play Apex a lot. One thing I've noticed with all my friends is that sometimes they don't use the best settings for Apex. So this is what this video is for. I'm gonna keep it very straightforward. I'm gonna show y'all what works for me. I'm not really a tech guru. I know a little bit, but not enough to help you solve any extreme problems. So don't comment and ask me why, oh, my PC doesn't cut on, because I'm only gonna tell you the basic things. So I'm gonna send you somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So let's get straight to it. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to go like I'm opening the actual game. So I use Steam. In Origin it should be the same way. And what I have for my launch commands is right here. So I have -dev, that's so like the intro doesn't play every time. And then I have my FPX is uncapped, so it's FPS max +0. And then there is this right here, which doesn't show blood, and that's like, I'll show you that in the game too. And you saw whenever it loaded, there was no, like, it loaded straight up to it. If y'all want to see a video about like settings and things like that, I might do one, but this is just gonna be for graphics and performance. So display mode, always keep it on full screen. That gives you the best performance. Aspect ratio doesn't really matter. Resolution also doesn't matter, but if you like have like a bad graphics card, I have a 3070 Ti, so I could just run it native and I won't have an issue. But if you're really having problems, you could downscale it and you'll get like better performance, but it just won't look good. That's kind of it. That's the trade-off. So like if you get like very bad frames, I always think about bumping it down one. So yeah. Brightness doesn't matter. I always keep it at 60. I don't like to turn it up too high. Field of view 106, it doesn't matter. It says setting above 90 may impact performance, but it doesn't impact it that bad, honestly. I think the trade-off, if it does impact it, is worth it because you get to see more. But FOB ability scaling, that's disabled. This is on minimal. As far as these, this is like the bread and butter of the video. VSync is disabled for me because it introduces input lag. Now some people will be like their VSync works for them. Like for example, I have a couple friends that they'll use that whenever they're streaming because they have issues. I don't know why it does that, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I keep it off. Keep it off for every game, everything I do ever. I keep VSync disabled and I have never ran into an issue. As far as NVIDIA reflex, you want to put this on enabled plus boost. And if you have a 30 series card, just keep it on this. If you have like a 20 series card or like any card lesser than that, then you want to just put it on enabled and just leave it like that. But there's no reason to have it off. Like, that's just simple. I don't use this. Never use the FPS target in Apex. That's just don't do it. Simple. Don't do it. Don't use that. As far as these settings go, it's going to be very it's going to be like a personal preference, you know. So me personally, since I have a good graphics card and I do make content, I like to keep my stuff up just so it looks better and it looks better to me. But if you don't have a good graphics card, turn this off. Turn all of this just low and then put this on very low, honestly. If you have a good graphics card, then you could put this here. It doesn't really bump it that much. It might knock off like maybe like 5 or 10 frames. Doesn't matter. Streaming budget is very low. I actually switch over to the range and explain this real quick. As far as having these settings turned up, if you want to do that, I think the main one that you'll see is like from having this on none. If you turn it off, you'll see, like, for example, if I pick up R9 and I look at it, it looks very like muddy. But if I go like here and apply it, instantly looks better. And then if I go back here, like on 4, kind of looks, at this point it kind of looks the same, you know. So you can see it a little bit better, but at that point it kind of doesn't matter. I can put it on ultra if I wanted to. That's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But there's no point in me having it on ultra, you know, because when I'm in the game, I'm not looking at my gun, I'm looking at these people, and it's not gonna change that. The texture budget is just for like this and skins and whatnot. So I just leave it on very low. It's kind of it. Plus, if you're streaming and stuff too, you wanna like, you don't want to overload your graphics card because it's doing a lot of work while streaming and gaming. So I keep that on that. Texture filtering, I keep it on trilinear. You could turn that down if you want to, it just doesn't matter. As far as ambient occlusion, that word always fucks me up. Ambient occlusion quality, disable that. Shadows, cut shadows off always. Lighting the same way. Spot shadows, same way. All of these, same exact way. This kind of applies to every video game too. Like, unless you're playing like a Tomb Raider type game, then shadows and effects and stuff like that will only just like mess up your performance. That's kind of it. Cause like if I'm playing Apex, I don't really care about shadows, you know. It might affect me that like I might not be able to see this person going, but at the same time, he's right here. I mean, if I was playing Valorant or something, maybe, but it's kind of personal preference at that point. Me personally, I'm gonna turn off shadows in every game, but yeah. That's pretty much it as far as this goes in game. This right here, basically, it will make it to where there's no blood whenever you get a kill. I don't know how they figured out like this is a thing, but this has been a thing in like in certain countries that don't like allow like very graphic content in their games. So like lots of blood and things like that. So you could just, damn, okay, I thought I was on one clip on. But you see the red, like the red little flare instead of like blood. Like, see, there's no like blood impact or nothing, and it looks a lot cleaner. I'm not gonna lie. I've been using it for probably about a month, and I think it's very good. Okay, a couple more things I want to go over. Mouse acceleration, you always want to turn that off. You always want to be in control of what you're doing. It's like you don't have a controller, you have a mouse. So you don't want to have any type of extra input like messing up anything. And what people don't tend to do either is like they'll see mouse acceleration and they'll be like, oh, I turned it off. You did not turn it off. You turned it off in the game. But in actuality, you have to go to your mouse settings. Just your mouse properties like that. And then you have to, this will be enabled. It'll be like that. Make sure this is off. And you won't have like mouse acceleration. You'll tell the difference instantly. I turn this off. I've never felt mouse acceleration because whenever I got a computer, everybody said to turn it off. So I just don't know the difference. But I've visibly seen people turn it off and then be like, what the fuck, you know? So yeah, that's a thing. Make sure you do that. That's very important. While we're on the topic of mouse settings, what you also want to do, whatever mouse you have. For example, I have a Pulsar X2 V2 Mini. Made a video, go check it out. But make sure you have the software just so it's updated and everything works properly. So like you'll get like certain things like that. The main thing, you can change your DPI. I use 1600. I feel like you should be using anything from 800 above. Doesn't matter at that point. You can make sure your polling rate is on 1000 and your DPI is at whatever it is. And those are probably the two most important things. And it'll have stuff like that. Everybody's software look a little different. The same concept, basically. Same concept. Make sure your DPI is straight. And make sure your polling rate is straight. Because sometimes it'll just be like on different settings by default, you know. So make sure you have it set correctly. I would say do the same thing for like if you have a certain keyboard. So like if you have like a Razer keyboard, whatever they're called, like Black Widows or whatever, or like a Huntsman, make sure you have that software downloaded. Make sure everything is updated. You want to make sure you update your computer. Please update your computer. Don't just let it sit there. So for example, I think I just updated my computer the other day, but just check it every couple of days, you know what I'm saying? You could pause the update so they don't download in the background, or if you have like certain reasons to why you don't want to update your computer, it's like, hey, so be it. But a lot of times they do have certain features that improve things. Like I know a couple weeks ago, people had problems running 4K hertz on mice and things like that, but Windows came out with an update and it supposedly fixed it. So it's just things like that. But yeah, always do this. Always go to advanced options and get the driver updates, you know, things like that. As far as updates go, you always want to keep Windows updated, and you always want to update your drivers. So I just use GeForce Experience, not gonna lie. And I just check for updates, or a lot of the times it'll tell me. Now people don't like GeForce Experience for some reason. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I just use it anyway because I don't really have any issues. So yeah, always check your updates. Main important thing. All right, this section right here is going to be with the NVIDIA control panel. How you can get to it too is usually it's right here, and it's usually just sitting right there. If you have an AMD graphics card, it should be the same process of like going to the control panel. I don't really know because I don't have an AMD graphics card, but it should be somewhat similar, or you could just like find a video to do it. The settings should be the same though. Just the way of getting there to be a little different. As far as right here, I use the advanced 3D image settings. I don't really use anything else right there. As far as these go, I like to have it like this right here. On, all of these off right here. Have this off, all off. Low latency mode on ultra. What I learned about this is that it used to be people would have this off because they thought like, oh, if my game has it, it'll do certain things, but that's not the case. Where did I get this from? I got this from like Twitter, and the guy pulled up the NVIDIA website, and they said that if a game has like low latency mode or like the NVIDIA reflex or anything like that, it'll just override this setting. So you should always have this on ultra because a lot of games don't have this. So you should always just use this. And I've had this on for probably about like 2 weeks. So it's cool. Had this on auto. Then this is on that. This is probably the most important setting. Make sure it's on prefer maximum performance because it's going to be set to normal by default. So you want to have this like that. Besides that, everything else doesn't matter. This doesn't matter at all. Quality or high performance, it doesn't matter. And yeah, as far as that. So when you play games, depending on what game you're playing, if you want to go as far as to change the program settings, you can do that. So I got it for Apex. If it doesn't say for Apex, you can click on add. If it'll work. Not responding. That's tough. There you go. Okay. But basically, if it's not like right here, or you scroll down, you could just like scroll and find whatever game or program, like for example Kovacs or like Overwatch, you know, like you just find it right there. If you don't find it right there, the best way to find it is to browse for it. You can go there, usually where all your Steam games would be. they'll be in whatever folder you have for it. So right here, Steam library, Steam apps, common, and then whatever game will be in here. So for example, if I want to add Doom Eternal, I just click on this, add it like that, boom, open. Simple as that. Should be like that for every Steam game. I already have this added though, so my settings, I found this from another YouTube video. Is that I turn that off. Might change that, I'm not gonna lie, it depends, but I have that off. Then global settings for all of these, and then VSync off. It's not really gonna matter, honestly. Like, it just it depends. If you want to do that, I'm just showing you, you know, you do it for that. I think I have Overwatch on here too. Maybe, hopefully, I think. There you go. Yeah, I have Overwatch on here too. So yeah, like you get what I'm saying though. You can do this for whatever game you want to, or you could just use your global settings for every game. But all in all, if you want to take anything away from this part right here, maximum performance, nothing else matters. I use digital vibrance and I got it like cranked up to 80%. You could try it out and see if you like it. If you like it, you don't like it. I like it more, so makes everything look a lot more colorful. So yeah. Okay, this part will be going over a lot of the settings, like just the Windows settings in general. Xbox game bar, I turn that off. I don't use it at all. If you use Xbox Game Pass, I guess you could use it, but I don't use it at all. So turn it off. Game mode, I make sure to turn it on. Captures, I turn all of these settings off. Well, this one's off, so everything else kind of doesn't matter. Just because I use OBS, I think if you want to capture gameplay, just use OBS. I'm not gonna lie, the best, cleanest way you could do it. So yeah, going from there, I'm gonna go to the graphics now. Well, let me back. Let me step back some. So yeah, gaming system. All right, other settings, display. You want to make sure that your monitor is set up correctly. So you just want to make sure it's at 144. You'll be surprised. Some people, like, they just get a 144 hertz monitor and they're like, okay, it's 144 out the box. And it is, but the setting isn't enabled because it's going to be set to 60 on default. Thought you would want to know that, but yeah. You'll be surprised how many people make that mistake. All right, as far as graphics go, you want to change the default graphics. Make sure this is turned on, and make sure if you're on Windows 11, turn this on. If you're not on Windows 11, get on Windows 11. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, turn both of these settings on. It'll improve your performance. As far as these go, most of the time, if it's like a regular game, I won't really mess with it because Windows is gonna say it's high performance anyway. It's gonna notice it's a game. For Apex, I don't want to have any, like, you know, any problems with that because that's like the main game I play. So I just put it on high performance. Well, that's the DirectX 12 one. Yeah, I put it on high performance. And you can do this with any game, any application really. So that's kind of that. And if you don't find the app, do the same thing. Go here, go to comment, Apex, you know, whatever it may be, your Steam library. Find any game, do it like that. All right, so now that we have that done, we're gonna go to power, screen and sleep. It's kind of like whatever you want it to be. Power mode, I have mine on power mode already. you have to go to your control panel for this. So go to your control panel. What you're gonna want to do here, you want to go to your hardware and sound, your power options, and then put it on high performance. Simple as that. Favors performance but may use more energy. It's kind of straightforward. I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna get better performance off of that. Okay, those are like the main things. I think besides that, to squeeze out a little more performance, what you can do is you can look at your fan curve. So whatever program you use, whether you use the program that like uses the drivers from your graphics card, like for example, if you have like a gigabyte graphics card, which I think I do, yeah I do, then you could just use their software, or you could use MSI Afterburner and just go to the settings, go to the fan, make sure you have like your fan curves on. It might already by default be like an actual curve like that. You want it to curve like this so that the hotter it gets, the more the fan goes, you know, kind of goes hand in hand. But you want it to be like a curve, so it's not like just, I don't know how to really explain it, but a curve is better than a line in this case. Another thing too is to make sure you don't have too many applications running. So a good way that, like probably the easiest way you could do this is like just sort them out like this, and close whatever you're not using to make sure not a lot of programs are running, or just go to your startup apps, look at what's all starting up and really decide what you need to start up, because that way you don't have to worry about closing it out. So like for example, I need Pulsar on because that's my mouse, LG's with my camera and stuff, then Steam, ear trumping, my audio interface, and then the Spotify. It's like, you know, everything else I open up by myself, because if you don't do that, then you'll just have like all of these down here. Like you'll have like 3 different like BattleNet and EA launcher all like opening up, and it's like, if I'm only gonna play Apex, I don't need them opening up too and running in the background and doing all these background checks and updates and stuff. So yeah, just make sure you turn all that off and then just open it up whenever you want to. That's what I do, at least. And you'll see like your startup time will like go down a lot, which is a good thing. So yeah, future wave here. I forgot to mention one thing. This is for all of my Apex exclusive players. What you would want to do is change one of these settings. So go to wherever your game is, like I showed you, Steam, library, Steam, apps, common, Apex, go to your Apex game, right click it and go to properties and go to compatibility. And over here, you're going to run the program as an admin and disable full screen optimizations. That right there should be the last thing. If you're looking for more resources, or where I kind of got my information from to make a video like this, basically YouTube's your best friend. And I just want to give him credit. I watched a lot of his videos, and I'll link his channel. I'll make like a little spreadsheet and link the videos that if you want to like get information, you know. It's a 55-minute video, so you know, I watched it a couple times to get an understanding. So yeah, that's the main video, and I watched all these other like optimization videos and random ones on YouTube, but this is probably the main one if you want like a deeper understanding of why I said certain things should be on or off. And if you're looking for more ways to improve your PC, I think one of the only other ways would be to like optimize it as far as like overclocking and things like that. And for that, I recommend Jay's 2 cents. You know, he's pretty cool. He has like a good overclocking and undervolting guides and things like that. So yeah, I just link those two in the description most likely. But yeah, that's it. Bye. All right, guys, and that's pretty much it for the video. I hope y'all like this video. Let me know what y'all think about this. For this video, I tried to like write down like an actual script. So like write down the script and kind of organize it like that. So hopefully this makes the video a lot better. as far as like being paced out and things like that. So let me know what y'all think about that. I'm gonna try to improve my videos every time I drop. That's kind of it. The next video is gonna be an Apex video. Trust. It's kind of like, you know, it's like the main game I play. So love y'all. Appreciate the support. You know, I'll catch y'all later.